I'm back. I just thought I'd sit here and just chat. This way I could just sit here and see. Ah, one person's watching. Hey, Carlos. I just figured I'd get back on for a little while. How's it going, Carlos? How are you? Back this up a little bit. Hey again. Hey. So I was thinking, well, I started talking about my aquariums that I didn't get to finish. So the fish room is doing good. Um, let's see, I moved. So I was talking about before my youngin came in here, I was talking about, and I'm only doing this because Sir Pranalot said he's not streaming, so I'm not stepping on his toes. Um, so I was talking about the fish room. So I was talking about having the empty tank. So I moved all the inhabitants of the 10-gallon in quarantine tank into their prospective forever homes. I moved my, how are those really nice shrimp doing? The ones with the stripes. They're doing good. I lost several of them when my other grandson poured a bunch of shrimp cereal in the tank, but I still have two left. My big girl passed away, which was kind of sad. Um, but and the breeder said he was going to send me some more, but it's so hot right now. I'm just going to wait till the fall. And I just want to give a shout out to somebody who I've just run into, and it's Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. Guys, he has some beautiful shrimp. He's on IG, and I think I might get some more Caradinas from him to go in that tank, but we'll see. Yeah, it's too hot outside. Yeah, it's kind of hot to be and they'll be coming from the breeder is down in Miami, so the Miami area, Dade County area. So, but I don't know. I'll have to talk with Brian with Detroit and see if he does pool packs. Since that's a lot closer, they won't have as far to come, and he may be able to ship. I don't know if he's still shipping this time of year, but he might. So I might get some more Caradinas. He's got some beautiful ones, so check him out. He's on IG. He has gorgeous shrimp, very reasonably priced. Plus the shipping here in Florida, it's been really bad. Yeah, I could imagine, Carlos. Um, yeah. Hey, Big Easy, welcome back. So, so anyway, so all the inhabitants of that tank, the 10-gallon, have been moved into their forever homes, and so now I'm. Let me see if I can just get a better angle here. Now I'm using that 10-gallon as a shrimp tank, um, but I love it. I love keeping shrimp, but the Pandagaras were moved, the Gastromyzon punctualis were moved. They're all in the big 55 with lots of algae because if you follow my channel or been following me on this journey, that particular tank has a lot of algae because it's near a window, and I particularly put it in front of the window for the purpose of growing algae on the glass. So it has lots of algae. I'll be releasing a video on that probably next week in place of my normal stream. Most are delayed from 2 to 3 extra days once it hits Jacksonville or Seminole Country Distribution Center. Interesting. Interesting. I used to spend my summers in Jacksonville. My grandmother lived there. Only thing, I love Jacksonville. They've got a beautiful beach, and then they had built up that area by the river. But they had a paper mill there. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. If you ever lived around a paper mill, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so the all the hill streams are in the regular hill streams, or I can't even think of the name, and the Pandagars, the quarries, everything is in the 55 now. But I'm really working on making, like I said, that snowflake stone that Bob shipped to me, that into a beautiful tank. I think it'll be gorgeous with white sand. I know it may not stay pristine. I'll have to turn it over or whatever, but I'll make it a deep sand bed. Or I might even put, I don't know if I want to do dirt, but I might, my tank, that my shrimp jar that has the aqua soil, the fluval up under the sand, those plants are doing really well. So I might put like some stratum or something under it. Just depends. But they're doing well. I finally got my bow front free of hair algae. The pea puffers are doing good. The angels are doing good. All my fish are doing really well. But I really want to breed those dwarf rainbows, the signifers, and the, what's the other ones? The gratuite. So I'm going to be home for another month. I figure maybe I can get them up to a decent size where I can transfer them. Maybe that's what I'll put in there. No, I like them being in that planet tank. I need something that's going to really contrast with that white, that black and white stone. What do you guys suggest? That slate chip stone, JH Fines with amber. I bet that would look awesome in a hill stream tank. Oh, really? Chipstone, slate. Oh, that's slate. I'm gonna have to check out their videos. I'm so behind. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of big, huge rocks on in that tank, Carlos, to grow a lot of algae for, because those are all. Rob, you're at the club meeting. I was wondering where you were, Rob. This is my second stream of the night, believe it or not. So thanks for coming, Robbie Rob. Yeah, but I really would love to do a big, beautiful tank with that rock. It is so, thank you. It is so beautiful. I think it would just look awesome. So the 60 gallon, my plan is for tomorrow, which is my official 4th of July day off, is to go over and start working on the 60 gallon and get it scaped, get all that river rock out of the trunk of my car. Hey, JH, we were just talking about you. Carlos said you guys found some really pretty stone, slate stone. I'm going to have to check that video out. Definitely. Thanks for coming. So yeah, so the 60 gallon will have all of the river rock in it. And that's probably where I'm just going to move my amicus to. My original plan was to switch everybody around and move the hill streams into the 60 gallon. But after I thought about it, those fish are so hard to catch that I would be fine. I'm back, Maria. That I would be totally like take hours. Hey, Sharon Miller, how are you? Thanks for coming. I would totally be like so exhausted by the time I caught those, because hill streams are hard to catch. Now, I thought that the gastromyzon might be hard to catch, but they really weren't. And maybe because that's a smaller, it was only a 10 gallon, but I can't imagine trying to catch those fish in a 55 gallon. I would have to take all the rocks out, all the driftwood, everything out. It would probably be chasing those things for hours. So the reason why I wanted to move the hill streams out of that tank was because I had a horrible scud problem. I mean, it was a scud infestation. But it appears that the quarries have been eating the scuds. So now I don't have a scud problem in that tank. And so I think I'm going to leave them and move the Amica Splendens into the 60 gallon. I don't know what that scape's going to look like. I've got a lot of plants to go in there sitting in my plant vault, but it'll be just heavily planted. Um, I've got some more me and these names, Hygrophilia pinnafinata, I think. I'd have to get my phone and look at, if I could look at it, I can pronounce it. So yeah. Hey Amber, how you doing? Oh, big hugs back to you too, sweetheart. I'm just loving you guys' fish house. It is so cool. And I love the Pothos stairway. Oh my God. Hey, no salt BP. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so get mermaid weed for the next aquarium. Mermaid weed, what is that? Is that water sprite? No, what is what I don't know that name. Tell me what it is. Mermaid weed. I mean I've heard of it, but I can't think of what. If it's something I'm not like familiar with. And howdy, hey to everyone. Um, mermaid weed. I know what that is. Is that water sprite or what is it, Carlos? What is mermaid weed? I've seen it before. Anyway, so now that the quarries have eaten all the scuds or gotten that population down to something more manageable, I mean, you hardly see any, so they're eating them. I remember telling Jesse that I thought that they would eat them, and they are. Um, did you get your package today? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But I probably it's over that address is at the other house, and I just didn't go over there today. So I'll go over there in the morning. Can't wait, Maria. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna wear those on my next stream, Maria, to make sure I can show them off to everybody. Or I might even post them on my community tab. Um, yeah, so the 60 gallon is going to be for the Amicas, and it's going to be mostly, I've got driftwood for it. It's going to be made mostly those Mexican river pebbles. I've still got, so I probably use maybe 5 pounds or so in the 10 gallon. So that means I'm down to like 70 pounds of that river rock. Every time I think about how much of that stone I had purchased and didn't even realize when I was gathering all those rocks how many pounds I had. So yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna play it by ear. I just love, even though I'm working from home, just being able to sleep in and just casually get out of bed and just relax and you know have some time off. I'm looking for, then I'll start cooking for Saturday because I'm cooking. So we are not gathering. Um, I mean, I guess I could have like my daughter and her kids here, but so what I do is what I did like last holiday, I just cooked a bunch of food and then had them come get it, like cook it and put it in something portable and had the kids come get it. So that's what I'll probably do and just have the weekend off. But I know it's going to be super loud because people have been firing off fireworks here since, and I was reading, I guess it's a national thing. People are just, you know, expressing their frustrations with fireworks. So it has sounded like a war zone around here to the point where my 5 year old doesn't want to sleep in his room anymore. He's too scared because they're like super loud fireworks. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. You know what? I can, I get informed delivery over there. So if you all don't know, you can get something, well, at my post office, you can get something called informed delivery. And so you will get an email every morning that shows pictures of what you got in the mail. And I don't remember seeing that, Maria. So it may not have come yet. I'll look again. But they will actually send you a picture of every piece of mail, well, first class mail that you get. Plus, it'll list any USPS packages that you have coming. It's pretty cool. And I started that because I was expecting some important papers, I think. And I wanted to make sure that were time sensitive. And so I started that service. So if you go to the USPS website and tell them you want to do what's called informed delivery, you can see what's in your mail. So that's what I do for that place since I'm not there every day. And that is my actual mailing address. Pendagar are so much fun. Yes, they are. I love them. And so I got those Pendagar from Aquatic Arts um, because I had ordered some from Dan and something happened and he wasn't able to ship them, which is fine. And so I got them from Aquatic Arts, and they are, of course, they're pretty young. I don't even know if they're of course probably juveniles. They're not fried, but I know they get pretty big. But I totally redid that tank, so look for that video coming up. I might film it tomorrow and release it next week, so that'll be in place of my live stream since I'm doing them bi-weekly till I can get my head wrapped around whatever this is that we're going through, this pandemic stuff. And so, yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
One more. So I'm still home.
Okay, go get a Lunchable.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know how many, but I don't know. What if Papa's in my running picture?
Tell him I said you could get it.
And she said, okay.
Close the door, please. Thank you. This kid eats like an adult. He just had 2 Chipotle. He had a McDonald's Happy Meal with 6 pizza nuggets. That was about 4. He had 2 Chipotle's tacos, and now he tells me he's hungry again. Oh my goodness. But he's a little growing boy, and I have boys, so they're getting me to them. Yeah, they are really cool, Sharon. I mean, I just love them, and they're super active. But let me just tell you, they are super greedy too. They are very aggressive eaters. And so what I do is like first so I feed all those fish in that tank with the exception of the white clouds and the lone guppy. I feed them bug bites bottom feeder formula. So what I do is I'll sprinkle some in. Well, as soon as I sprinkle it in, the pandas go after it immediately. They have quite the sense of smell. So they go after that. So while they're over there Going after that, on the other side of the tank, I'll feed as well. And that's where all the other fish, the cories, the hill streams. Plus, I put algae wafers in there. And like I said, there's tons of algae in that tank on the glass. And that's intentional. So when I film, I usually have to clean it up, but I let it grow on all four sides because I've got a lot of algae grazers in that tank. So the only reason that I clean the glass is to film, but otherwise it's right there near a window. And so it gets tons of really good algae on the glass. Plus, so I can go to Shingle Creek just to sightsee, see what's in that river, but that's later. Sure, if I ever make a video. Oh, come on, Carlos. You need to make a video. I'd love to see you in a video, Carlos. I miss you. Great for coolie loaches from Top Rocks and saying they breed like crazy between. You know what? So wait, you guys see the new setup. So what I did was, because I haven't had fry in a while, so something's predating on the fry. I know my hill streams breed because I have a ton of them. At first, the reason why I took the amicas out was because they were predating on the fry. Well, now something else must obviously be predating on the fry. So what I did when I set up the new scape, I made sure that I left like just little spaces, like maybe that, maybe a couple of centimeters or so, maybe 3 centimeters or so. So none of the other fish can really get in there except for maybe the gastromyzon. And I don't think that they would probably predate on the fry, but the cories might, only because I know they're carnivorous. And the Pandagara might as well, even though they're more algae, herbivores. But I did it that because, and I left like little areas, so I figured that the hill streams can go and nest in there. But there's so many different theories on how those shrimp spawn. A lot of people say they spawn in the air, which that could be true too. Some people say they create like a nest and spawn. So, now Rachel, my fishy god sister in my head, she said that she had put like little, almost like pleco caves in her, or tubes or something in her tank, her hill stream tank, and they were breeding in there like crazy. So maybe they do both. I don't know. I've seen videos of what looks like hill streams scattering, being an egg scatterer. But then Rachel says that she has an area that has like pleco caves and they're spawning in there. So it's like, I want to believe Rachel. Rachel, like I said, she's super duper smart, and the fact that that's where she's discovering all of her fry, and she's got tons of fry. It could very well be. It could very well be. So anyway, I created like little crevices and caves and little areas that no other fish can get into, except for, like I said, the gastromyzon. So hopefully I'll have some new fry soon. I keep shrimp alive. Calvis caves, I have some. Really? Calvis cave? Let me write that down so I can look those up. I've already created these areas, but I still like to just put that in my, in my repertoire as far as just information. Calvis caves. Yeah, so hey Pam, hey again. Yeah, I decided to come back. Only because Prani had said he wasn't going to stream, so I was going to go a little over. Hey Denny's, welcome. I was just going to go a little over just to kind of hang out with you guys. But then when my the 5-year-old came in and he wanted something to eat and everything, and he had his music playing in his headphones, and it was loud, and I was afraid I was going to get a copyright, so that's why I shut it down. But I'm back. So yeah, so I created those little areas in the hill. Like I said, that video's coming up. I ordered some more plants because scuds will eat your plants, and they love moss. So if you have scuds in your tank, they will eat your moss. I remember, so I have this beautiful, beautiful Brazil moss. Oh my God, it's some of the most and I can't find it anymore. Not from anybody that I trust. Most of it's coming from, overseas. But I had this beautiful, beautiful Brazil moss, and I had put it in my 36 gallon. It was doing okay. But I said, well, I'm going to take it out, and so I redid that, which you've seen. Anybody who's followed me has seen all the different variations all the different looks that tank has had, that 36 gallon has had. So I decided to put it in the Hillstream tank. I thought it would just look really cool. Excuse me. I'm okay. I'm fine, as Michael says. Oh, speaking of Michael, so anybody that follows Michael's, oh God, I can't think of Michael's Fish Room. You all know Michael had a heart attack. So please continue to keep him in your prayers. That made me think of him because I think he's freaking hilarious. So please keep him in your prayers. I hope he's doing good. I think he's posted a video since he's been out of the hospital, but that just made me think of him. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Michael's Fish Room. Oh, so I had the moss in the 55 gallon. Well, the first day I noticed that some of it had disappeared, and I was like, well, I have used super glue, but I've decided to start using just regular quilting thread to tie on my moss. Because somebody was telling me that they think that super gluing moss, that it kills a lot of it, and you have to be. So I said, okay, I'm gonna try this. So I had tied it on. So I was like, well, maybe the moss just fell out. Maybe the knot came loose. Just making all these excuses. So half of it was gone, and I figured it had fallen back behind there, and it would probably show up somewhere else. Well, the next day when I went back, the rest of it was gone. I mean, gone. I mean, like picked by bone clean. And so I was in Dan's Fish's stream one night, and he was saying that scuds eat moss. And this is some of the most, I tell you who else has some, because she got them from the same guy, is One Fish, Two Fish, RLC. She has some of it's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fronds. Brazil moss. I mean, absolutely. And I'm a big fan of mosses. I love mosses almost as much as I love Anubias. And now, what's my newest infatuation as far as plants are concerned? I've got tons of boosts, so that wouldn't be it. But anyway, so One Fish, Two Fish, RLC, Elizabeth has some of this moss in some of her older videos. We actually got ours around the same time. And this was probably a little over a year ago. So let me see. I just drop a clump in my tank and forget it. Really? Well, I tell you what. So I bought some more moss because I'm just determined to have some nice moss from LRB Brett's and LRB Aquatics. And Lucas has some beautiful moss too. And it is Taiwan moss. And I mean, it's deep green. So you'll see that super glue does kill moss. It does always for me. Yeah. So because mine wasn't doing, I mean, I think some people have had success with it. I don't know. Maybe they're injecting seal too. I don't know. But mine has never really done really well when I super glue it. And then I also learned that I need to really thin it out too. So this time when I attached it to the rocks in the new shrimp tank, it is thinned out. So actually, I did a combination of um, thread and super glue. So what I did was I used the thread to kind of wrap it, and then to secure the thread. So I turned it over, the rocks over, because they're all kind of, they have flat bottoms and tops. But to secure the thread, I super glued it on the bottom. So I did use super glue, but I just super glued the thread so it would stay in place. Yep. So did I say hi to Denny? Hi, Denny. Welcome. I hope I did. So anyway, so let me think what else. Oh, so I was talking about the moss. So now I have this beautiful Taiwan moss that I've purchased from Lucas, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It is deep, deep forest, not forest green. I don't know if you would call that forest green, but it's a super, super deep green. And it is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it is just gorgeous and it's doing well. I'm seeing it growing. So, what I've learned about moss is when it's growing, it gets like little white tips on it. And so I can see those little light colored tips on it. And so hopefully, and then I just recently, so my new plant person that I've been getting a lot of plants for him because you can't beat his quality and price. In addition to, um, I mean, he has other stuff too, but he's just been a really good. He's really helped me a lot as far as pricing. Is KJE Aquatics on Facebook? He has some amazing plants, very good prices. But of course, I will always support Diego, who also has plants. And Diego actually of Pet Sonics had some bog plants in his video, so check that out. And somebody want to put Diego's channel, and I'm an equal opportunity person, and KJE Aquatics link in the chat. I would appreciate it. And of course, Diego is starting a new aquarium only website, which is multiple aquariums. So please check that out. He is a big supporter of the fish community, especially our little fish fam, quote unquote. And so I want to make sure I support him. But I've been buying lots and lots of plants from Keith over at KJE because he's given me he's super competitive with his prices. So, but of course, I support Diego and buy other things from him as well. So yeah, so before my youngin interrupted me. I was talking about all the plants that I put in the 10 gallon. So I have put a Pontigeton, Italian Val. I've put some. There's a squiggly kind of sword, and I can't think of the name of it. I don't have my phone. He has my phone right now, but I have the sword plants. Matter of fact, let me bring it up on my email real quick. That's what I can do, and I can tell you what the name of them are. So I've gotten the sword plants. I've even got a clinger bar sword in there. I've got hold on a minute. Let's see, what else have I gotten? Do, 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 do. I bought some. So he had some dwarf baby tears on lava rock. I got that. I got a bunch of luteas. And then I got the hygrophilia I cannot say that to save my life. But I love that plant. It's amazing. He had some really big ones too. I've got the smaller ones, so I have that in the 10-gallon as well. What else did I put in there? I've got moss. I've got some anubias. I've got what else? The Pontigeton, anubias. Got the moss. I'm trying to picture it all in my head. But tons and tons of plants. So that tank's gonna look really awesome once it gets all grown out. Okay, Mark. So it's funny because I see people um, posting all their pretty aquariums on their or in the fish groups, especially like on Facebook, and I always go, "Oh my God, they're so beautiful." And then I think to myself, okay, I've got beautiful tanks too. My 36-gallon is a beautiful tank. But how long did it take to get there? And I think that's one of the things about, especially for the new people coming into it. I want them to understand that you don't achieve that look overnight. You're not going to have that tank in 6 months. You might have it in a year. You might have it may look like that in 2 years, but achieving that, because like 40% of aquatic plants are grown or more are grown immersed. And so once you put them in your tank, they're going to melt. I don't care what it is. They're going to, because they have to convert. And did I say that right? Yeah. Instead immersed instead of submersed, because sometimes I get those mixed up. And so I think that a lot of people, when they buy plants, they have these misconceptions that, they see these pretty tanks and that's how they're going to look. And they're not going to look like that in overnight, and they get discouraged. But I think if I were to talk to any new fish keeper, the one thing I would tell them is the key to being successful is having patience. That's with, you know, um, patience with growing out your fish, and patience definitely with a planted tank, because it takes a lot of work. There, you're not going to have those Oliver Knot looking tanks overnight, um, or even what's his name, the shrimp king's name. I can't think of his name right now. He has beautiful tanks too, and I have his plant Bible. Well, I call it the plant Bible. But I just want him. I just would love, like to have a beginner's fish keeper. Hey, there's an idea. Beginners fish keepers forum. And just, and then, because sometimes I think people post in those forums and they get drugged, people make fun of them. I'd like to just have a forum where it's like new people can come and they can ask the most ridiculous questions that may seem ridiculous to us, but they're not ridiculous to them. And just have somebody very kindly and considerately answer their question. And let them know that you have to be patient. It's patient, especially with the planet tank, because it's sometimes those things plants are gonna melt back, and your tank's gonna, or you might have like, so my 36-gallon for months, probably a good 4 months or longer, was riddled with hair algae. It was just bad. It was so bad, and it was a constant battle. And I believe, my theory is that I put too many of those flourish root tabs in there, and the nutrient level was just off the chain. I mean, I was giving it huge water changes and everything, especially when keeping the nubias with other plants. It will compete big time and also release something that will kill off swords sometimes. I know I read. Wow, that's pretty interesting, Carlos. I didn't know that. Um, what I was saying was, that tank it was just, I had put you know, I really didn't ever really use root tabs before, at least not the flourish ones. And the difference between the flourish root tabs and other root tabs is the flourish root tabs are like super hard, like they've been pressed. I mean, like I was trying to break one and I had to use a nail and it still didn't really break up. So it's like I'm sure they've compressed it with tons of pressure or whatever. So I was under the impression that it was not going to break down as quickly because most of the root tabs I used before were capsule format and they break down really quick, but these do not. And so it was down, it was a root tab, which is black, and a black substrate. So there's no way I could get all that out. I mean, and I wasn't going to uproot all my plants to get it out anyway. But it created this. Plus, that also is a tank that has the Fluval 3.0 that took me forever to dial in. So, it was just like a battle with that hair algae. I mean, I was so discouraged, almost just like I didn't give up on it, but I was just really so because that's a beautiful tank, and I had tons of beautiful plants in it, mosses and everything, and it was just gone bye bye. And I mean, they were just destroyed. I had some beautiful, I can't think of the name of it, but it's a very spiky looking plant, and it turns pink at the top, and it turned pink, and it was so beautiful. But once that hair algae got in there, I had to just pull it all out. I couldn't separate it. It was because it's a super delicate plant. But the root tabs, I had just put too many root tabs in there. And so I learned my lesson. Like, I don't even know if I want to use Flourish anymore. Actually, I'm going to try to use some Thrive this time, which is in a capsule form. And I'm not going to put it in many. I had put a bunch. So I buy my Flourish tabs in like packs of 40. I probably had put, I'm ashamed to say, maybe at least 10 in that tank. And that was far, far too many. Far too many. So now I still do use the Flourish because I have swords in that tank. I have cardinal plants in that tank. And I'm trying to think of what else. But I only I put one like right at the base of the sword because they're heavy root feeders, one at the base of the other sword because they're heavy root feeders, and I think I put like one in the middle. But I lost my pink flamingo crypts to hair algae. I lost so many beautiful plants, and I was just so sad. Always kills my Kambamba. Maybe was it Kambamba? What is it? What is in other thin leaf plants? It might have been Kambamba. So let me look that up. What does Kambamba look like? That's exactly what it was, Carlos. It was the Kambamba that it killed. But this particular one, is that the one? Does it turn like a pinkish? I think. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's what it was, Kabambo, or it was something very similar to it, but the leaves were like super thin, and I'm telling you, it got all in there and it just ruined it. So hair algae, I mean, it's not just unsightly; it will like just overtake your plants, and it was really bad. And I know that I attribute it to me having all those nutrients because I was doing like 90% water changes on that tank. But it came back and now it's fine. And, you could check out that video of the 36-gallon. It looks pretty good now. I'm really happy with it. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I've added some Crypspiralis to it. I've got tons of Boost and Anubias in there because at one point I was just If I saw some booths on sale or if somebody had booths, I was buying it. I was just like addicted to booths. I just think it's a really cool plant. I have, of course, the swords are in there. What else do I have in there? I have one little bitty tiny Anubias Nana Petite that I had super glued because that I had at one point I wanted to make a Nubius tree out of that driftwood, and so I had super glued a bunch of. I bought a bunch of Nubius Nana Petite, and I had super glued it to the end, but I wasn't really liking it after I did it. And once you super glue something, of course, I mean it eventually came off. I just plucked them all off. But there was one little piece of rhizome that was left that was down in the glue that I couldn't get out, and I just said screw it, and I just left it. Well, now it has grown a little teeny tiny little Anubias in there. It's really cute. So, what else do I have in there? And I love that tank because it has my dwarf rainbows. There's a lot of beautiful color. Matter of fact, I've been thinking about getting the, let me see, Suda Miguel Facadas. Facadas, I think. There is that the forktail rainbow. I love the dwarf rainbows. They're just so colorful, and when they display, they're just really beautiful. There's red and green kabamba. Yeah, it gets like a. I guess it might be the red, but it was more pink. Um. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yep. So anywho, so I really like that. Hey Jesse, I decided to come back. I was thinking to myself, I hope everybody have a safe holiday. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so we were just talking about the 36-gallon Jesse and all the plants I have. I have really upped my plant game. I was telling my friend that I'm just really addicted to plants at this point. I am so addicted to plants. I just love them. I know you left for your meeting, so what do you think of that brine shrimp hatchery, Jesse? I gotta figure out how it works. Um, it wasn't real clear. I don't even think that thing had any instructions to it. I just like that it's compact. Oh, it will turn red? Huh. I wouldn't mind having some more of that. I can't even remember who I bought that kabamba from. You need to see it working first. So Otter Creek had it. I mean, it was on Instagram if you follow him on Instagram. But it does, at least this one, it has well, the other one was fine, but it was just different. I mean, I don't know what is the benefit of having the aeration in it, Jesse, because the other one had no aeration. I mean, the brine shrimp just swam up to the top and then you just feed from that. But this one does have air. You do have to connect it to an airline tube. Yeah, I'm going to do a review on it next week. I just ordered some more shrimp from Brine Shrimp Direct, or the eggs rather. It keeps the eggs suspended. And oh, okay. Yeah, I just bought some more from Brine Shrimp Direct. So I had some, but I don't know. I just felt the need to buy more. Maybe I'll just start feeding my regular fish brine, baby brine, the rainbows or something. Get my red kabamba from Miami seller on eBay. Oh, really? You send me, Carlos, send me his name. I'd like to have some bundles of it. Yeah. But where would I put it? Ugh, where would I put it? Hmm. Does it like Carlos? So is since it's in Miami, does it like warmer tanks? Because you know most of my tanks are cold water tanks. The Angels are warm, and the Peep Buffers, and those two. That Peep Buffers love to tear up plants. I had dwarf aquarium lilies and what's that other lily? They've ripped them daggone leaves to shred. I don't know if they're fighting or spawning or what, but I'm getting ready to pull them out of there. They have ripped my plants up, carrying on. So I'd have to have, I don't know, I guess I could put it in the new 60-gallon. But the 60-gallon is so now I'm really loving this Crypt Lutea, I think it is. And this Crypt, hold on, I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. It's from my last order. There's another Crypt, and it's spiral, and I just love it. No, it's a sword. My bad. It's a hold on, I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute. Let me see. Nope. Come on. Nope. Is that it? Nope. Trying to get you all the name of this sword. It's really cool. It looks like it's a it has a spiral leaf pattern. It's super cool looking. Hold on, let me look at this invoice. Vesuvius sword. You all ever had a Vesuvius sword or seen a Vesuvius sword? It's a spiral sword. It's really cool looking. I love my Nubius, you all know that. I love my broadleaf plants. Um, but I love plant leaves that have like some type of texture to them, like the all the Pontageton, well, not all of them, but most of the Pontageton plants. Um, the what's that other one? It's right on the tip of my tongue. The oh darn, what is it called? I want to call it a crypt, but it's not a crypt. The crenums, they have the waviness. I love plants that have like textured leaves. I think that they're just super cool. So, now who else streams tonight, guys? I don't have my phone with me. I don't want to be stepping on anybody's toes. Who streamed? Did somebody stream at 9? Did somebody check fish tubers? Mari! Mari! He can't hear me. He has his headphones on. But I just want to, plus I'm getting tired. So thanks, guys, for coming. KG, okay. Yep. KG and Lisa, that's right. So, hey, guys, thank you so much. But no need to mind that diva. Yeah, but I'm tired. I got a half a burrito from Chipotle. I'm going to go eat, and then I'm going to go shut it down. I've been back on here for hours. So that's 2 hours. Yay. So don't forget, guys, make sure you are. Okay, thank you, Carlos. Hold on, let me grab that real quick. Okay, so once I shut this down, I'll have it. Thanks, Carlos, darling. You know I love you. So thanks, guys. Don't forget to continue to watch Mr. B's playlist so he can get monetized. That would be so awesome. And then, Candy's GoFundMe. I have that right here still up. Matter of fact, I have both of them still up. Hold on a minute. Candy's GoFundMe. So if you want to, share a couple of dollars if you have it to spare. I know things are tight right now. And then, of course, Mr. B's. Let's get his watch hours. That will be so awesome because he does so much for us, taking his time and posting all that information and making sure it's correct and everything. So thank you guys. Have a safe and pleasant 4th of July. Stay safe. If you're dealing with any kind of anxiety like I am, this too shall pass. I'm a spiritual person, so I've been praying a lot. Plus, I'm Native American, so I've been trying to surround myself with a lot of white light. So you guys take care. I love you. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you so much. Take care and keep it splashy, not trashy. Diva out. That's for Jesse, my SOC wave. Hey, Danikin. Thanks for coming. Much love to you too. Good night, guys, gals. Bye-bye.